Alright, so we're going to go into game 3 out of 5 for the clan war between Team EVO and Solid. And right now, it is EVO Kudoku up in the top right, spawning as our yellow Protoss against our, I guess,
Red
this
Terran.
is elimination. So Red Terran Solid CIS won the last game, and he will be spawning down here in the bottom left. So let's see what kind of goodies come out of this. Every game so far has been on Zelnaga.
And I have to say a few words about Zelnaga. I keep saying it well enough. It's probably one of the most balanced maps that Blizzard has made of the time.
Definitely.
I mean, it's good for Terran, it's good for Zerg, it's good for Protoss. You got the perfect proxy pylon areas. You got the perfect choke points for the Zerg player. You got the perfect widening small rush distance for the Terran player. I mean, it's probably, like I said, I mean, I can't say it enough, it's going to be a really well balanced matchup, and that's probably why most players choose it today for just the basic default map on anyone that doesn't really care about a map.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see CIS go for the typical build that we see nowadays against Protoss, where you get that barracks out and then you get a refinery up. We should be seeing that quite soon.
He is not getting that refinery just yet. I mean, I could be wrong. Oh, yes, he is. There he is.
So I believe we'll see a Marine get pumped out of this barracks, and then a Tech Lab thrown down on it, and a Marauder as soon as possible, along with that concussive shell. So we will see that early pressure, and we'll see how Kudoku does that, handles that. What?
Said he's gonna chase that probe out of there.
Well, it's going to be hard. He's probably Solid is making sure that there is no proxy stuff going on, no cannon rush and everything like that. Smart move on his part.
Yeah, I actually played a game last night where this player proxy barracks Reaper rushed me. It was quite odd. So, and it was actually on Zelnaga.
You let that happen? Because it takes a lot. It takes a tech lab to be built. You let that happen?
Well, yeah, see, okay, if you look at my camera, he built his barracks down here in this area.
Let me get it. Alright, go ahead.
Yep, where I'm looking at right now, this is where he built his barracks. I spawned up here where Kudoku is, and so I'm doing my normal thing, and, okay, so I scouted his base, and I get in here and I see there's no racks. I see there's no barracks or anything. All I see is a refinery. So right away, you thought
there's something around your base.
So what I did was I took my SCV, you know, took him down and around through here because I scouted. Most of the times when you see proxy barracks, you see it in the backdoor hallway, the John's Common Knowledge hallway or Tasteless Secret hallway, whichever you prefer. So I came up through here and was expecting a barracks or maybe a factory or something. So I didn't really know what was going on. I was expecting it, so I kind of had my Marines dispersed throughout my base. So he didn't do any damage with the Reapers. It was crazy.
Did you win that game?
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I basically had like 5 Marines when I finally saw where his barracks was, and I just marched him down there and took it out, and it was he left without a GG.
Aww.
So we're gonna have a Stalker and a Zealot push. I like this push. I usually, as Terran, I go for the Marine Marauder push early, just to see what's going on and take out some of the forces, because those key beginning forces are, like I said, key already, but they're so important because if he loses a couple of them, it'll be less forces you have to deal with in the mid-game push.
Alright, so CIS is going to scout this early push incoming. He does have that bunker up. Very nicely done.
Very well done. Probably just suggesting probably a 3-gate build going on. It looks like there's going to be a 2-gate Cybernetics for probably Expo.
So there's a Marauder out as well. And Concussive Shell has not been researched yet. Quite surprising. Because he is doing that early push.
It looks like this could probably clean up this pretty well.
Ooh, yes, very nicely.
That Stalker is going to have to go on right back to where the sentry is. If he gets, he is getting another Stalker, so maybe 3-gate.
Oh, we see a Hellion out on the field.
Oh, a Hellion. And Banshees are going down too from that starport.
Very nice, with Cloak on the way. So
it's very good to do that kind of push. There is no detection up, no robotics bay is down yet for it's robotics bay, I think, for Kudoku, so he will not have the detection. If that second Banshee comes up and there is Cloak, he could probably do a lot of damage to the Protoss army if the robotics bay isn't down yet.
Looks like CIS is just going to use that that Hellion right there for a little bit of scouting. He is going to scout this Expo by Kudoku.
I would think I'd probably try to take out that probe as soon as possible. Or just try to get a couple of hits off of that Expo. It looks like that Banshee is moving out right now as well. and we have some Marines and salvaging that bunker for the minerals, and Marauders are being flip-flopped, so there's going to be no more Marine Marauder push. Now, as Kudoku, when I see that bunker going down there, I would think to myself that there might be a, what's it
that
called?
Helion's going to get taken out.
But that Banshee's going to have to move on back, and once that cloak is done, he could do a lot of damage here. There is a gateway, and there's a robotics bay going down right now. Excuse me, robotics facility. I always get those mixed up. So he will be able to get that observer up in time. He's going to have to snipe that robotics. He does see that that cloak Banshee is coming in here. Is going to move those probes right on out. And I would almost just force myself to take out that robotics facility from being built because there is no protection. No detection because no forge is down, no cannons are down. He's going to be banishing it up and taking out as many forces as he can. Once that robotics facility is down, the first thing probably that Kudoku is going to try to get is that observer. He
Well,
does
that
have
probe
the
line is just pickings. If he had 2 Banshees in there, they would be tearing those probes apart. So yeah, he
does
is
have
going to
that
send
one.
them back up there. That observer is going to come out very soon, and I believe...
Boom, now it is being researched, but that Banshee is running low on cloak. I would try to get it out of there if possible from solid. I'd move it right on out. There's the cloak has been done.
Let's see how Kudoku responds. He does see that it came down, but it looks like he didn't get the chance to respond in time. And we're going to see another Banshee with cloak come in here. So I wonder if Kudoku knows. He must know now that there are 2 Banshees, and that observer is out on the field, and it is going to be going over. There it is. It does see it, so that Banshee might go down, barely escaping with 20 health.
It did set Kudoku a little bit farther back because Banshees are going to be in here harassing any probes that go down for any of the expansions. That's a lot of probes not mining, and he wasted all those minerals on that observer. Could have been pumping out units. Right now, I think the best bet for Solid is to take his expansion, which he is doing, get some Marine Marauder tank build, and push at a central mid-mark game and probably win this game. Because
Raven on the way for CIS.
Probably going to try to take out that observer.
Very good.
It's always
call.
good to get detection against Protoss, because if you can get detection against Protoss, you can detect observers, you can detect DTs and everything like that.
What I'm interested is we don't see an engineering bay out yet for CIS. No engineering bay in the field.
Blue Flame being researched.
Maybe expecting some charge slot play from Kudoku.
Ah. He does have the gateway, a lot more sentries are there. It looks like he's getting more stalkers as we're speaking. Probably making sure that he can find that Banshee over there.
He does have that observer on follow on that Banshee. So we are not going to see any. Yes, going to plant some stalkers behind his mineral line. Very nicely done by Kudoku. Nice response.
But you have to remember, it set him into the defensive mode, and he lost a lot of resources in that.
Oh, and look at this floating barracks. Are we going to see? Is this going to be a scouting barracks, or are we going to see some kind of proxy play?
So you have to remember that that observer isn't looking at the unit composition; it's just looking at
that Banshee.
That Banshee. So it's not going to see that that barracks is floating around. It's not, and he's not going to see there's tanks, Marines, Hellions, and Raven here. That's a good timing for which would probably do some damage to. Looks like that Banshee is going to get spotted by the observer and is going to have to forcing Kudoku to go back to the defense. As you can see, the production tab, nothing is being made at the moment. 3 zealots, excuse me, are being made, but he really doesn't have anything against any of this, like any of what's coming his way, probably. So
I'm interested to see where this barracks goes. Oh, and there we go. That must be the engineering bay up, yes, for CIS in the backdoor hallway.
Oh,
meanwhile, some Hellions.
That little like hall from anything that's coming his way. So that barracks is going to be chilling out there. The Hellions are going to be there. Is he going to be using the barracks probably just for the vision? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to see.
The Hellions do have blue flames. Could do a nice little. Ooh, look at that! Just popping those probes. Ooh,
oh wow, nice force field placement. Those Hellions aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Wow, very nice force field placement by Kudoku.
Very nice.
And we do see vehicle weapons. Vehicle weapons. So he's going to be upgrading his siege tanks and Hellion damage.
Ooh, look at these Banshees, almost fully energized. If there's no observer with this army, these Banshees could do a lot of damage. The observer is falling a little bit behind. Oh, if this army doesn't see this. Oh, look at that! They're gonna those Banshees are probably gonna get sniped now that they realize that the observer is there, and they're gonna still take out these Banshees, forcing that push from Kudoku to move on back.
Oh, nice. 2 observers on the field now for Kudoku. Kudoku doing a very good job with his observers.
It was almost like that. I think that Solid should have moved his units, moved those Banshees a little farther on back, not getting spotted by that army and done some harassment once that army was coming to his base, forcing the units to move back instead of actually going straight into the meat grinder.
Yep, Banshees are such a mineral-intensive unit, resource-intensive.
Yeah, you lose. Oh, the first Colossus is in on the field right now.
Oh, wow. So we are going to see the Stalker Colossi ball of
Look at
death.
all the Hellions moving right past that little army there. So,
And wow, this is going to do a lot of damage to the mineral line of Kudoku, especially since his army is not there to defend against it, because that is a lot of Hellions, my friend.
That is, and they're going to be going right on in there to take out all
That entire
those
mineral line is
probes.
going to go down.
Oh man. Look, and more Stalkers are going to be here trying to clean this up, but these Hellions are going to be in a narrow choke point.
Meanwhile, we're going to see a
Easily
push in the
taken out
base
probes.
of CIS.
Oh wow!
So
All the
we've-
probes
so
from Kudoku have come down.
Kudoku's entire mineral production has gone down, and that's the GG.
There's
for
the GG
Kudoku.
from Kudoku. Oh my goodness gracious! And the